But the next topic Paul brought up in that post was the concept of price magnitude, which I'm not super familiar with, but like the explanation Paul wrote was like, hey, could you be more profitable by raising your prices? Could you get more sales volume by lowering the prices, or by like strategic promotional discounts? And this is, I don't have a whole lot of experience in like the psychology of pricing. So maybe that's the end of the thought is like, could you raise it and without compromising the number of sales you got? Or if you lowered it and you got more sales, would that produce more profit? Like, is that the nature of what you're asking, is just to challenge your price point and like where it fits in that sliding scale?
Yeah, because when we talk about the magnitude, we're talking like scientific magnitude. So is it dollars? Is it tens of dollars, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands? Are we selling a boat or a car? Is it hundreds of thousands because it's a B2B offer? This is really important. Again, I'm reading my notes. This impacts how much we can spend for lead generation and how involved our sales cycle can be. And this also does afford room for fulfillment surprises as well.
So let me say, you're right. So this informs, what do you say, what we can spend on leads, right? If you are running paid advertising, one of the questions people often get is like, well, how much, like if I'm getting leads at like $1.50 per lead or $10 per lead or $100 per lead, like in a vacuum, we don't know if that's good or bad.
Right.
But the reason, like how you make an informed decision is by knowing at what rate those leads turn into customers and at how much each customer is worth to you, right? Is that the like, if you extrapolate that out?
Well, that's kind of like lifetime customer value, like if they're buying, which you can definitely look at as far as looking at like one hamburger and avoid, it's, just how much are we selling it for? And so, yeah, you're right. We can adjust it. Or what you can do is some of the most successful businesses actually have an offer in each of the bins that they want to play in. And then they intentionally design their product line to, get people from product A to product B. So if I'm selling something for hundreds of dollars, can I create an offer for tens of dollars? Again, if you follow DM, they teach this is known as splintering, where you can splinter a little piece of your offer off and make a cheaper one.
Yeah.
And then there's also the idea of, and I love this, and this is something, I mean, DM has definitely talked about it, but I learned it way before from, I think, Dan Kennedy, and the idea of just charging a premium. Like, can you take your current offer and find a way to charge 10x for it and just have it on the menu? Because people will buy it. Nobody needs $100 martini, and they sell those.
Yeah.
And people buy them.
Like there's an element of like novelty to it that can be appealing, or even prestige. Like some people are like, yeah, if you sell a $10,000 like Platinum Plus card, I want to be in. Right. And just for anyone who, I don't know if you defined it, but when Paul says DM, you're talking about digital marketer.
Yes, I'm talking about digital marketer, Ryan Dice, all those guys. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
I just have been chastised in different trainings for using acronyms without explaining them. So I want to make sure that we're not leaving anyone in the dust.
I'm gonna remember that. No, that's really good. That's good. It's good instructional design right there.
Cool.
But yeah, that's price magnitude. There's not a whole lot to it. Just you have to know what that is. Like, you gotta know where you're playing.
Have you heard the story about like the how in the Southwest there's like a lot, at least in the U.S. in the Southwest, there's like this turquoise jewelry. Mm-hmm. Like it's like really, it's like, at a lot of like souvenir, like tourist shops kind of thing. And I read, I don't remember where this was, but I read an anecdote about one of those tourist type shops in New Mexico, where there's just a bunch of people selling like the same turquoise jewelry, these big stones, and they're all priced similarly. And this guy and his like shop were like, this isn't selling, it's not moving, like we just need to get out of this game. And so he left a note for like his co-owner or like assistant or somebody at the shop, and he was like, take all the turquoise jewelry and like half it, right? Or something like that. Like, and then he left for like a week, and the assistant or business owner, I'm really doing a great job with this story, by the way, misunderstood the note. And so rather than dropping the price by half, they multiplied it. So they like doubled it. and they sold out. And like the idea was like all these shops, like, you know, every 1 mile down the road, like they're all selling the same thing at the same price. And just like by doubling their prices without changing the product, it was a differentiator that led enough people to believe there's something different or special or unique about this, so that they bought it. And like, I haven't authenticated this actual story, but like, I think it illustrates an interesting principle, which is like, you know, your price also informs the value that people associate with your product. And so there may be an opportunity, like Paul said, to just attach a bigger price tag, or to add something, like to make that product feel more white glove. Even if you're not trying to get people to buy it, some people will, but it also frames up your core offer, because now it has something to like be juxtaposed against.
And that's a really good point. I want to call out, you said, in not so many words, but if your price point is too low, people may actually worry about the quality of it. You know, if it's like, hey, I'm going to give you this, you know, 8-week course for $7. How good's it going to be at $7? You know?
Yeah.
So
I don't want bargain discount steaks, you know, like that's not how I'm looking for it. Yeah. Like,
right.
Yeah. Right.